So PETA put out this Pokemon parody game called Pokemon Black and Blue, and it depicts a bunch of abused and like mutilated Pokemon characters fighting for the liberation of Pokemon and an extreme animal rights message. It's basically just some propaganda for PETA that they hired a team to put together in the form of a game, and a lot of some Pokemon gamers are like really offended by this, but it's like, well, first off, if you get offended by this, they're occupying your mental attention, and that's what they want to do. They want you to sit around fuming and dwelling on them and their message. And and the really ironic thing is the level only someone thoroughly knowledgeable about Pokemon, if not a dedicated fan, could have made this, because there are lots. This isn't something. I mean, I've seen when people who don't know anything about Pokemon try to make a Pokemon parody. No, these people know actually what they're talking about, and some of the stuff in here, I'm almost somewhat convinced that like someone who's just on PETA's payroll just to keep the bills paid and really doesn't care about their extreme animal rights nonsense, just sort of convinced them to put this out. Almost, it's so self-referential and so self-deprecating. It's almost like it's more like a parody of something who is against PETA that PETA would put out rather than actual propaganda intended to win people over to their extremist animal liberation message. One example of this is on the webpage for this game, which I'm not even going to link to. If you want to find it, you could just use Google and find it yourself. I'm not going to give them that much extra attention in addition to me making this video, but there's a picture of Pikachu with like a notch taken out of his ear, and he has bandage, and he's bloody, and he has a shackle around his neck, and he's holding a sign that says, "I support Team Plasma." And it's like, yeah, like Team Plasma is good, and Pikachu supports Team Plasma because they want to liberate Pokemon. Yet there's a fake Pokemon card that's part of this campaign from PETA, and the of Geetsis, who is the founder of Team Plasma in Pokemon Black and White, and his I'm reading his card right here on my computer screen. His bio says, "A longtime bad guy who pretends to care but is only in it for profit and control." I mean, considering that Team Plasma is sort of a parody of PETA to begin with, and then for PETA to put out propaganda about Pokemon liberation and trying to supposedly indoctrinate kids with an animal liberation message by having Pikachu and the Pokemon support Team Plasma, then they have a card of Geetsis, the founder of Team Plasma, which says a longtime bad guy who pretends to care but is only in it for profit and control. And then when you actually encounter Geetsis in the game, Geetsis actually says, "I don't want Pokemon freed. I want to control them. Didn't you finish the last game? There was a whole twist to the ending. It was great." So it's like, uh, this is mind-bendingly confusing how weird this is. That like, there's no way they don't. Someone at PETA either someone has to and PETA has to know how deliberately ironic this is. How specifically ironic that they're I don't even have to explain it. It's just like they're basically they're basically accentuating the game's case that Team Plasma was saying that they wanted to love and protect Pokemon, but they were just lying for their own profit and personal gain. And they're actually highlighting the fact that there's this hypocrisy within Team PETA is deliberately highlighting the hypocrisy of Team Plasma, yet having a game where Pikachu has like signs that say "I support Team Plasma," and they're like evil versions of Pokemon trainers that you fight. It is so ridiculous that I'm thoroughly amused by it. And really, this game is so knowledgeable about the Pokemon Black and White universe that there's no way that whoever made this isn't a Pokemon fan or isn't at least thoroughly knowledgeable at it. I mean, they even put the little accented E over the E in Pokemon. Like, only hardcore fans do that, or Nintendo of America employees really go through that much trouble to put the accented E in the word Pokemon. Now, I see some people out there, "Oh, this is terrible. Nintendo should sue PETA. PETA's breaking the law. They're infringing Nintendo's trademarks." And it's like, okay, the thing is, game unfortunately, or actually fortunately, PETA has the right to do this. They have the right to say ridiculous, outrageous things that have no basis in reality just because it's their opinion. They have the right to use satire and parody to express that opinion, whether it's real or not. I mean, if Nintendo had legal grounds to sue PETA because of them making this parody game, then they could have also sued all the Christian fundamentalist website saying that Pokemon is evil and it makes kids immoral and satanic, and Pokemon is liberal, evil, Oriental demon worship or whatever. And the thing is, they have the right to have ridiculous, outrageous opinions that are based on extreme emotions and have no basis in reality. And that aside, parody and satire is protected, as part of trademark law. There's a reason that, for instance, on Saturday Night Live, they had skits about, about Harry Potter and about the Hunger Games, and they don't need the permission of Warner Brothers or J.K. Rowling or of Lionsgate to make parodies of, say, the Hunger Games or Harry Potter, because they just and use the names of the characters and everything. They have the right to satire. So, uh, and that aside, if Nintendo did sue PETA over this, that PETA would consider that a huge victory, because if Nintendo brought up a lawsuit against them, that would attract even more attention to PETA's extremist message, and that's the last thing you really want, is for PETA to actually win, because the whole point of this is trying to get attention. And to a certain extent, just by me talking about this, I'm sort of, I want to discuss it, but this is the thing is, this no one is going to play this game and say, I should become an animal rights extremist and raid fur farms and let all the minks loose, or something crazy like that. No, no one is going to say that, and anyone who does say that was certainly already on board that crazy train prior to this Pokemon Black and Blue thing coming out. So that's my thoughts on that, and thanks for watching.